talk a little bit about the healing that can happen through art and through nature. Can you explore that with us just a little bit, especially for anyone who is experiencing some numbness because of all that is going on, maybe a recent tragedy, a recent trauma, or just being burnt out from everything that's happened to so many people recently?
Yeah, I love that question, Tiffany. I feel the art that I've gotten into with creation is really more of a photographic therapy. And I'll
Mhm.
give you an example. Um, I had a time in my life, and I think it still happens, we're in a bad mood, we're traumatized, someone
Mhm.
has hurt us. And unfortunately, sometimes when someone hurts you, especially if it's within a family, in this case, it was my spouse,
Mhm.
other family members don't quite know what to do with it. Other friends don't quite know what to do with it. And sometimes you get some friction and it makes you feel a certain kind of way. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. We all get emotional, and sometimes it comes out ugly. So
Yeah.
I decided on one, just let me get out of the house and take a different perspective on life. Let me go to a bird park. I just want to enjoy nature and just be refreshed from seeing something
Mm.
colorful and beautiful. So I ventured out to a bird park and spotted a macaw. It was so beautiful. It was a blue macaw, but he was behaving ugly. Like he was,
Mm.
and you see birds kind of bobbing with their
Mhm.
heads doing that. He was digging in the ground. And I thought, I just wanted a few pictures, bro. Calm down, you know?
Right, right.
But he was unusually sad and lonely. And he would fly toward other birds and they'd fly away. And I thought,
Mm.
there's something wrong here. So I asked the keeper, what is the problem with this bird?
Mhm.
And that woman told me, oh, that bird, oh, he's a widower. He's a
Oh.
widowed macaw. My heart immediately sank because I thought, oh, I judged him. I
Mm.
looked down on him.
Mhm.
I was negative. I'm sure he felt some of that vibe, like here I
Mhm.
am with this big camera and little Miss Lady, but I'm judging this bird, and that's
Mm.
not kind. So I learned from that macaw, don't judge people. You don't know what they're going through. And even though I'm going through something, that doesn't mean the next person needs to feel those negative emotions.
Yeah.
So I keep a 40 by 60 size poster of that macaw in my home. So before I go out the door,
Wow.
I'm checking myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just remember, you don't know what the next person is going through. I'm going through something,
Mm.
yes, but my looking at another person and trying to just be sympathetic about their situation helps
Mhm.
me to feel better because I come
Mhm.
across different, changes their mood, changes my mood. It's a win win. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a photograph of a real interaction with an animal that I can share with everyone.
I love that. And listening to you tell the story just emphasizes the fact how often, especially if you live in a city, especially if you have umpteen responsibilities attached to your life, we don't
Yes.
take enough time to just look at nature, whether you're waiting for the bus, waiting for someone, watching, like, sometimes I like to watch squirrels. And
Mm,
in my head, I'm talking to them. I might say it out loud. I know they can't hear me. But I'm like, look
okay.
at you, little little squirrel. What are you just standing in the street like you want to get hit. Like I'm
Right.
talking to little squirrely squirrel. Please get out of the
Right.
road so you don't get hit. But just watching them interact with each other, chase each other up and down trees, watching birds fly. Like how often do we miss these moments and how they can translate
Yes.
to human life lessons, whether
Yes.
you have a keeper there to give you that information or not. Sometimes you can just surmise by watching that there are behavioral patterns that you can glean something from.
Yes. Yeah, we call that anthropomorphic. When an animal is behaving like a human and your brain starts going, you start, like you said, having a conversation, right? They're not
Mhm.
talking back, but you're talking to them because, hey,
Yeah.
you're responding. Yes. So that
Right.
is neat. But you know what happens, Tiffany? Like you said, how often do we get to see it? usually we run out the house, we jump in the car, we're gone, right? The moment is passing us. But
Yeah.
if you have a still photo, you know what movies do for you, they recall, right?
Mm.
But if you have a still photo, just like you may have a still photo of a grandparent or a parent in your home, your children, when you see the picture at home, you glance, triggers a good memory, triggers a
Yeah.
positive thought. The same can be done with creation. It'll trigger something, especially if there is a story, right? If you
Mm,
do have,
mhm,
wow, interesting, that macaw. Oh, that's right. I can be that way sometimes. Sometimes I'm behaving like the macaw.
mhm,
Sometimes
mhm.
others will be. So when you have it visually in front of you, we're robbed of it living in
Yeah.
cities and having busy lives. But having a visual reminder is profound. It will
Okay.
catch our attention. It will jog our memory. That's how our brains work.
I love it. I love it.
Mhm.
So you have a business, Art by Photo and Drone Solutions. I want to talk more about that, and how your art differs from other photographers' art. But we have to go to break. So want to give you a chance to think about that question and our viewers and listeners a chance.